Hey guys, I'm glad you're here. So 2021 is almost over, which means that I finally get to start planning next year and laying out my 2022 planner. Those of you who have been following along for a while will know that I use the Take a Note planner in combination with a whole bunch of digital tools to plan out my entire life. If you want more detail on my entire personal organization system, I will link the deep dive video for you here, but today we're going to be setting up my planner for next year. And I'm very excited, so let's get going here. The 2022 Take a Note planner arrived in this sturdy box, within another shipping box of course. But I really appreciate the packaging this year, as well as the extra items that came with the planner. And in what is a very cool touch, this little ribbon in the box allows you to lift the planner out without difficulty. So here's what the planner looks like. It's got a sort of thick cardstock cover and open lay-flat binding. It also came with this beautiful calendar bookmark, which I honestly want to find a use for because I just think it's so pretty. Okay, let's finally open this thing up. The first thing after the title page is a year calendar overview, which, to be honest, I never end up using, and this habit tracking page. It only has 2 open fields in which to write the habits you want to track, which is a bit of a bummer if you're into tracking a lot of habits. I mostly just use it to give me an overview of how many days I've exercised each month, so it's been working fine for that function. I'm adding these thin metal tabs to the most important pages I'll be flipping to regularly. One of these goes up front on the habit tracking page, another in the monthly calendar section, and this will get moved to each new month as it comes, another in the weekly section, which again will move to each new page as I use it, and a final one in the last section of the planner, which is plain squared paper. Next, we've got a full year calendar, and it's actually a 16-month calendar because it includes December of 2021 and the first 3 months of 2023. This is handy if you want to plan things in advance without having to carry around 2 planners or without having to just keep everything in your head because next year's planners aren't even on the market yet. To be honest, I haven't really found that a monthly calendar is necessary for my planning process. I use a digital calendar for just about everything, and only use the calendar in my planner for things like blocking off vacation days or to remind myself of when someone will be visiting me. In 2021, I put a strip of washi tape at the top of each month's calendar, but I thought that ended up looking pretty cluttered. This year, I'm leaving the calendars blank in an attempt to be a bit more minimal. After the calendar, the planner jumps right into the weekly/daily views. And this weekly dashboard here has been really handy for tracking the main events I want to keep at the top of my mind. Every week, I pull events from my digital calendar onto this dashboard in my paper planner, making sure I'm not forgetting important things like people's birthdays, social plans, or work events. And yes, all those events are distinguished with color-coded dots. I'll tag the video I made about my comprehensive color coding system here if you want to intimidate people with your organization skills and pen collection. This is one of the biggest reasons I love this planner so much. Weeks aren't crunched onto only 1 or 2 pages. Instead, I've got half a page for each day, 4 pages to each week. On each daily half page, I start at the top by listing out the tasks I want to complete that day. If you're curious about how I keep track of all my tasks and decide which I'll complete on any given day, my organization system video answers that question. And I'll also drop another video in the cards here showing how this works on a daily basis. Once I've finished my work for the day, or often the following morning, I'll use a strip of washi tape to serve as both decoration and a page break before I do some journaling at the bottom of the page. I usually just write about anything interesting that happened during my day, how I felt, pretty much anything that's on my mind. These weekly and daily pages carry on through the rest of the planner. And what I'm doing now is going through and adding these small colored tabs to where each new month starts. This helps me when I'm trying to flip through to a previous month, and it adds a bit more aesthetic, which is never a bad thing. The last thing for me to do here is to set up my goals page, which I do in the blank gridded pages at the back of the planner. I like to put my goals for the year here, and having the tab sitting there means I flip over more often to see my progress. I wrote goals across the top of this page with my long-neglected brush pen, and I'm actually pretty pleased with how it turned out, even though I haven't practiced in forever. Then I added some gray stripes with this Tombow brush pen, and added some glittery silver gel pen over top of that for some accents. I'm splitting my goals up into categories this year, so I think I'll use both this page and the next one to list them all out nicely. I don't really use this notes section for anything else, so I definitely have the space. I used to bullet journal, and I had a bunch of longer-term spreads that I used to have to try to cram into these open pages. But now I've moved those to a digital format, mostly in Notion. If you'd like to see a full walkthrough of my updated Notion space, drop me a comment to let me know. I've been using Notion for years, so I definitely have a lot to show you. But anyway, here is what the goals page ended up looking like. I'm really happy with it, and I think using 2 pages to split these goals into different focus areas was a good idea. And this last page here is just for contact information, in case someone finds your planner and needs to get it back to you. So that is how I've set up my planner for 2022. It's pretty minimal, and there isn't a ton of work involved with setting up for a new year, which is exactly how I like it. You can expect a fun flip through of my 2021 planner soon, as well as a full Notion deep dive if you guys are interested in that, and just all the other fun, nerdy organization planning stuff that we talk about on this channel. Please like this video if you liked it, subscribe if you loved it and want to see more like it, and thanks again for watching. I'll see you in the next one.